G'day, welcome to Bradley's Bakehouse. I'm here with Imogen and Fearon from Fearon here in Brisbane. What are we going to be making today?
We are going to be making a quince, apricot and walnut sourdough.
Perfect. Let's do it. So for ingredients, we have bread flour, which is like a relatively high protein flour. We've got water, we've got salt, we've got diastatic malt here.
Diastatic malt is a browning agent and it helps with enzyme activity.
We've also got our culture here, which fed probably about 16 hours ago. I swear to God, it's not fucked. I scooped some out to make
No, it looks wonderful.
You're fine. And then we've got like the extra things for this recipe, which are, we got some dried apricots that we cut up into like quarters and I soaked in water overnight. We conditioned them. If you're watching the other fruit dough videos on this channel, you'll be familiar with that. We also got walnuts and we've got quince paste.
Delicious.
Delicious. Because the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do like a little autolyse period. So we're probably going to do like a little half-hour autolyse. So we're going to get the flour and the water in the bowl. Where did you get this recipe from?
I made it 2 years ago.
Right.
Christmas time.
At Christmas time. I suppose, yeah, like walnuts and apricots and quince and stuff. Like that's fairly Christmassy.
Because we had like a butt ton of quince left over. So I was like...
Were these fresh quinces?
No, it was quince paste.
It was quince paste, yeah, cool.
Because you know, like that's what you dip your crackers in at Christmas.
Yeah. Cheese and such.
My dad wanted sourdough and I was like, hey, why don't I just combine it all?
Alright, so single shaggy mass. We're going to let this rest for half an hour. Enzymatic wizardry is going to start establishing some gluten for us and the flour's going to hydrate and stuff. Really mix the shit out of
You
this.
need like a hat if you're going to say wizardry. I was kind of like, yeah.
Oh God, let me tell you about the wizard metal band that I nearly joined.
Sorry, what?
Okay, so our half an hour autolyse is up. As you can see, our dough has picked up some like nice stretch. It's got some nice gluten going on there. We're going to add in the rest of our ingredients now. Do you want to add some?
I'd love to add some.
So that's the...
Salt.
And the diastatic malt. For multi reasons. Get it? Multi. Because it does...
That's crazy.
It's a browning agent and it helps with enzymatic activity. Here's just a big old nub of quince paste.
Delicious.
Going in. And goes our walnuts.
Also delicious. And apricots.
You just sounded a lot like the Google voice.
Thank you.
And apricots.
I can do a really good news reporter voice. Breaking news. Aiden Bradley is now adding the sourdough culture into the loaf or mix. He is doing a fantastic job. So well that the police are actually knocking on his door. He's criminally underrated. Underrated? Yeah.
If you've watched like 5 minutes of Australian television, you'll know how funny that is.
Yeah, literally. Delicious. I feel like I could be mixing this.
No, you're doing fine.
Why do you do it by hand? That's my question.
I've gone to like great lengths on this channel to be like, here's how you can make one of these like at-home planetary mixers, get you like relatively close to doing like what a big boy spiral mixer with like a breaker bar can. And like just for sourdough, I don't think I've ever been able to replicate just like good hand mixing. Cool. So we're gonna let that rest for like probably about half an hour-ish, 40 minutes. Let it establish like... Why did we do that?
I don't know.
I didn't think, I had not a thought in my head. We're gonna let this rest for about another 40-ish minutes to establish like a little bit more gluten. Give it another going over and then we're gonna start our bulk ferment. Well, the bulk ferment technically started now, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been about 45 minutes and we're gonna give this like its sort of second round of like kneading and like its last little bit of strength building before we get it bulk fermenting. So like we're sort of developing a bit of gluten here. It's like nice and sort of stretchy. So we're gonna give this its like second round of like beating up to get that gluten nice and formed.
That is a fantastic term for that.
Beating
up.
up,
Yeah.
I've heard all sorts of things. I've heard spin.
Oh.
Especially if it's in a spiral mixer.
That would make sense.
Isaac, one of my old instructors, was like, okay, we're gonna spin that for about 8 minutes.
And were you just spinning around in a circle with the dough in your hands?
I like gave him like the, and he's like, mix it fast. I'm like, okay, thanks man.
Oh man, I love a good slap.
You love a good slap?
I feel like you slapped it way better.
No, you're slapping it just fine. Your slap is like so much more like, I was literally just about to say how much more like delicate and like precise yours is. And then you had to go and do that. There it is. There's your big boy.
I feel like...
There you go. How's that dough feel? You happy with that?
I'm happy with that.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
It's falling up really nicely, like it's holding its shape really well.
It is. My hands are a bit sticky, so I'm ripping it a little bit, but that's fine.
That's okay. So we're just gonna put this in a oiled container now. This is probably gonna bulk ferment probably about another 3-ish hours. We're gonna give it 2 coil folds as we go at about 45-minute intervals just to build up a little bit of extra strength. So it's been about 45 minutes of bulking. We're gonna give this its first coil fold, its first strength building fold.
That looks really good.
Just got like a lightly, but it smells really good.
Smell the apricots.
So I'm just gonna lift it. Oh Oh my god, I've never had anyone do that for me before.
Apprentice
God,
black.
that stretch though.
That was really good.
That was a really good stretch.
That was a really good stretch.
Just gonna turn it. I'm just gonna do the same thing again. And that's it. And in 45 minutes, we're gonna do the exact same thing one more time, and we're gonna leave it for the rest of its bulk. Like, why baking?
My mum was a really good home baker. Like, she made the best fucking brownies I've ever tasted in my entire life.
Yeah, right.
And she used to like let me lick the bowl. I was a real fat child because of that. And so like I was always in the kitchen watching her make things, and she was so good at it. And she failed a lot, but I got to eat all the failed attempts.
See, I almost like failing more. I almost find it interesting. Like, I have it like in my notebook. I talk about this a bit in like the minimalist sourdough video, where I will like record the temperature of the day, and I'll be like, here's like this rating system that I've created for my loaves. Like rise, texture, taste, all of these things, and sort of like rating them on a score. And then you just change like tiny variables. Like, I almost like when you completely tank something, because then you get to, okay, well, we're never doing that again. That's one thing that we know not to do. And I think that's a really important part of recipe development. I think learning what doesn't work is kind of more important than learning what works. So is that why you got into baking then? Just because like the parental sort of like your mum just kind of...
My mum like inspired it. And she always used to like make things that were like super weird, and so I used to like help her.
Like, okay, give me an example. What's the weirdest?
Okay, she tried to put vegetables and everything, and like I know that's a mum thing to do, but like I ate zucchini slice, but it was not like zucchini slice with eggs and like whatever. It was like chocolate
just a zucchini
slice.
It was actually just a piece of zucchini.
Yeah. Oh my god. No, it was like chocolate, and then she put Wheat Bix in like a slice, and she just made it work with like the most unusual things that you put in something. Like I wouldn't think a cereal or zucchini would taste good with like chocolate, but anything tastes good with chocolate. It was my gap year. I could not figure out what I wanted to do, so I worked in a Woolworths bakery, and I was like, hey, like I'm like good at this, but it wasn't fulfilling in the way that I'm a very creative person, and I like to put weird shit in loaves.
Yeah.
Hence, quince.
Yeah.
But I was like, I need to do something more. So I left that, and I moved to Brisbane, and I started my apprenticeship.
Cool.
And it was just basically to fuck around and find out. Like,
Yeah, right.
I want to put weird shit in loaves and make it work.
And now you make loaded focaccias.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I make, anything. Anything and everything.
So it's been about 3-ish hours. Our bulk ferment's now done. Look at that. It's bubbly. It's got bubbles.
It does. Guys, this is my claim to fame. I hope you know that. I've been telling people this is my claim to fame.
Have you been telling people about this?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I told all my co-workers.
Okay.
You better
Are they on board?
It's not going to go the flowered side on the bench. She's not.
Our loaf is pre-shaped. We're going to let that rest for about 15 minutes, and then we're going to like tighten the shape up and get it into a banneton for proofing.
I feel like every time I touch a loaf of dough, like dough on the bench, I have to say like my precious.
Oh yeah.
Like Gollum.
Like
because,
Gollum?
Yes.
Imogen recently won the LA Judge Award, and with that it earned her a trip to Bruges to work on sourdough in a sourdough factory, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
And what was the LA Judge like?
It's a mind fuck. Like.
Yeah, no, you can swear.
Okay, yeah,
you can swear as much as you want.
cool.
Yeah, I swear all the time. Get fucked.
Yeah, it's really hard. There's like theory and like speeches and also like practical elements over 3 days.
So did you get like a list of products that you had to make?
Yeah, on the day.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Like on the day?
On the day.
So no prep?
Yeah, no prep. I mean, like I prepared myself and like practicing my plats and like doing random...
Just like common stuff that you reckon they would have asked.
Yeah.
So typically in like baking shows, at least here in Australia, the last one that I was in, we had like the list of stuff that we had to make like months in advance. You know, because you need to like make poolish and like bring cultures in and do that kind of prep. The idea of like rocking up and they just put like a random list of shit in front of you is terrifying.
It has been 15 minutes, it's been resting, and we're going to shape it now.
And by we, do you mean I?
Yes,
Yeah,
because
okay.
he's better at shaping.
I don't think that's true.
I think that's true.
I don't think that's true.
I think it's true.
So what sort of like, you know, you work in an Italian style bakery. How would you say that would differ from like a French style? Because I think most people would probably be more familiar with like French style baking and stuff like that. How would like, you know, an Italian bakery sort of differ?
I think it's just the type of product we make.
Yeah? So like heavy on the focaccias and stuff like that?
I only do focaccia, like pizza style focaccia.
Pizza style focaccia?
Yeah, and it's banging actually.
Banging?
It's genuinely the easiest dough I've ever made, but it tastes so good.
Overnight ferment?
Nope.
Whoa, really?
Yeah. It is literally flour, water.
Do you do bigger?
And then,
No.
nothing like that. It's so easy.
Right. Most people would be familiar, I think the really big focaccia recipe is Samin Nosrat's, who did salt, fat, acid, heat, because it was like the first no-knead focaccia recipe that got like really big.
Okay.
Because it's literally like throw everything in a bowl, fuck off for like 16 hours, dump it into a sheet pan and bake it.
No, I can't say that I've ever seen or made that, but that does sound really good.
It's really nice. It's like a traditional Iguarian one, I think.
Ooh. Literally flour, water, yeast in a bowl, let it sit for like 45 minutes. Then you add salt, a little bit of sugar, and then you've got water and oil, so it's got like double hydration, but like...
It's like façonnage, but with oil.
Yeah. And then you like sit there for like 10 minutes, and then slowly pour in the oil.
Oh, yeah.
And then slowly pour in the water.
Is that what they get the apprentice to do?
No, that's what they get me to do.
This is shape now. We're probably going to let this sit out at room temperature for probably about an hour before we throw it into the fridge overnight. And then it'll be ready to get dumped out, scored, and baked. We did it! It's the next day. Our loaf's been proofing in the fridge overnight. We've got a Dutch oven really hot in the oven, so we're going to score it and bake it. Woo! All that quincy goodness.
I love the colour on it.
Yeah?
Done well.
You like that? Did I do it right?
You did, yeah.
There we go.
I don't know why scoring is the most stressful part of baking.
You reckon?
Just me? Yeah.
No, I reckon it's either like when you take the lid off the Dutch oven, because it might just not have sprung at all, or
That's
like
so
getting it
true.
out of the... Have you ever ripped one coming out of the Banneton?
No, I haven't.
Really never.
No.
Oh, that's sick.
Oh.
That's great for you.
Oh, no, I mean, yes. I had too many coffees today because I knew that I wouldn't be awake for this. So I felt like I should have a coffee. I felt a walnut.
Yeah, see, the top hat always wins.
It does.
Oh, you did a little wheat stalk. That's cute.
Yeah, oh wait. Huzzah.
The Dutch oven smells like
Bread.
human. Cool.
Amazing.
Probably 20 minutes with the lid on, and then until it's brown enough with the lid off. So we'll check back in then. It's been about 20 minutes. We're gonna pull the Dutch oven out. We're gonna take it off and like let it brown up and stuff. Woo!
That looks wonderful.
It does look really good, doesn't it?
It smells good too.
It smells like when you were a kid. Do you have like those like soft chewable like things that you got in like your lunchbox at school? Just me? Just me.
you. I'm
Okay,
so
this is
sorry.
going back.
I had like an apple and a sandwich. That was my lunch.
Where'd you grow up?
Cans.
That tracks. It's going back in the oven. We're going to drop the temperature down to about 200 degrees, and then we're just going to keep it going until we're happy with how brown it is. Oh, that's lovely.
Oh, she looks great. I am just brushing it with honey and water because shine and pretty, and it's a sweet loaf. And I think that honey is a great complement to quince and apricots.
Oh. Have a look at that.
Beautiful. She sounds wonderful.
Gorgeous.
I think we did a great job.
I think that's...
And by we, I mean you. And then if you want to like, this is the way I finish it, is I usually cut it up, and then because I had it in my fridge when I made this the first time, I did goat's cheese, and then I did more honey, and then I did chili flakes. Because,
So you've basically done like a cheese board on a single loaf of bread.
Exactly.
Like you've got quince there, you've got a dried fruit, cheese, honey, a little bit of spice.
And that was my main goal for it.
You kind of like activate every part of the palate because there's like,
Exactly.
you've got acid, you've got sweet, you've got crunchy, you've got soft.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
It's genuinely my favorite thing to do. What does it smell
It
like?
smells like a box of that like Just Right cereal.
That's my favorite cereal.
Yeah, like it
Oh
smells
my
like that, like
God.
the one with like dried fruit and stuff in it. That's
Yes.
what it smells like.
Oh, I
Especially
love
with the
that.
honey and stuff now. Like, that's what it smells like.
I'm here for that.
But yeah, we're gonna give this an hour and then we're gonna cut into it and have a taste. So it's been a couple hours. Our sourdough is like nice and at room temperature now. Do you want to do the honors of cutting it open?
Yes, absolutely. The skill required in cutting, you know? I can't tell you how many times I've cut myself. Too many times.
Too many times. I figured by the foreshadowing did its job there. Oh my
fucking-
goodness. Oh my god. Can you smell? That does smell incredible.
Yeah, it does.
I'm gonna have a slice.
Yeah. The sweetness, it like throws me off a little bit, but I just know that it's gonna be fucking amazing.
Do you want to share this piece?
I would love to share a piece. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, it's lovely.
It's so good. I really am getting breakfast cereal vibes from it. Like it's just so like reminiscent of like a breakfast cereal with dried fruit in it, or like a granola, like a nice like a granola-y sort of thing with like some like dried fruit and walnuts and stuff. The quince is there. I forgot about the quince for a little bit. I forgot we put quince in this.
It doesn't add much, but it adds color. And also like there's like a hint.
It's like not quite like a marbling, but you can tell there's like something sort of going on in there.
Like I love apricot to bits. So
I think texturally, like the little bits of like, it could be because it's still like a little bit warm, but like the warm little soft pockets of apricot.
I think.
And then like you get like the little crunchy walnuts as well. It's quite special.
It really is. I think people are going to be skeptical of this loaf because it's not a spiced, sweet block tin loaf that doesn't have like raisins in it. The apricot is a little daunting, so is the quince. But I feel like together, it makes a really harmonious loaf. Like the sweet from the apricot, the texture from the apricot, the sweetness that you like, it's an underlying sweetness of the quince that you get, and it's just like subtle pockets of it.
Yeah, it's really like a greater than the sum of its parts sort of loaf. Like everything working in marriage, in like tandem together, I think. This is like a really interesting, like not just like taste, but also like textural experience. Because like you, when you get like a little bit of apricot, a little bit of quince, and like a little bit of walnut, all in like the same mouthful, it really does feel oddly like you're eating granola. You know, it feels like you're eating like beautiful breakfast foods. You know, like this would be such a great loaf to keep around for like toasting for like breakfast on like a cold morning, a brisk autumnal morning, even.
How would you finish it? What would you put on it?
Honestly, probably just butter. Or have you ever had apple butter?
No.
No, it's like applesauce, but it's acceptable to spread it on bread and eat it.
Anything is acceptable to spread on bread. That's
all right. There you go. You heard it here first. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Very, very big thank you, Imogen, for coming on and showing us how to make this loaf of bread.
Thank you for having me.
I think this was a really good one. If any of the techniques in this video we kind of breezed through a lot of stuff, check out the minimalist sourdough or thank God it's a country loaf to see some of the techniques explained a little bit more specifically if some of the questions weren't answered. But yeah, thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
3 coffees, no lunch.
Yeah.